All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday, man. Y'all know the NFL playoffs are kicking off, and like always, Tannehill limping. Like always, it's always some NBA stuff that happened during football time, right? Oh man, that's what made this job so fun, man. All right, so the Los Angeles Lakers have offered Taylor Horton Tucker, Kendrick Nunn, and their 2027 first round pick for Jerami Grant. And that's a fat no go. I think the problem is, man, is that I think Taylor Horton Tucker has not helped his value this year. Like you get Taylor Horton Tucker, his value do not look that high. You bring in Kendrick Nunn hadn't even played. And then your 2027 first round pick to try to bring in this Jerami Grant, and the pitcher says no go because, oh man, that's 5 years from now. Like the Lakers is at such an impasse right now that they literally are trying everything they have now. Interesting, they said that the possible scenario that can make this work is if they give up Austin Reeves or Malik Monk. That's right. Austin Reeves or Malik Monk can make this situation, can make this deal happen. Now, I don't want to see now one of those guys leave, Austin Reeves or Malik Monk. But I think if you're a Laker, especially Laker front office, you have to decide, like, are these guys going to be here next year? Like, because if you're holding on to something that you're going to lose anyway, that can be very problematic. Malik Monk, I think we've seen the highs and lows with him. And another thing I would say too is if the Lakers were to sign Stanley Johnson, I ain't broke this down all the way. If they were to sign him throughout the season, maybe they can add him as a piece or something like that. I'm not sure how that whole thing works. I haven't looked it up and like really diagnosed it. But the Lakers just got limited chips, man. And the interesting thing is you can't even throw Russ in this. You can't throw him in there because no team like, I'm not taking that contract and giving you a good player. And Russ, a first round pick. Who else? Russ, first round pick. Taylor Horton Tucker, Kendrick Nunn. And that still won't be enough to get you Jerami Grant. That's because these players' value is just not that high. At this, you got to be honest. Like their value right now are just not that high because they all been wishy-washy. See, this what I always say about players is sometimes you're not playing. You're playing for the team you're playing with, but you got to be also with the mindset. If you're not one of those guys that are just untouchable, right? Like nobody's trading away Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. You're not trading those type of guys. If you're not up in that level, you can be traded. So if you're a player, you always give 100. That's why I don't understand when I'm watching these games and these players are not giving 110%. I don't get it. I do not get it because I'm like, yo, it's not even necessarily about right now. You could be playing, you can be increasing your value in the future. Now, I know you're saying, well, increase your value so the team that you're with that want to trade you can get more. Yeah, but also your pay, right? Your contract. You playing well, free agency hit, and it's just a scenario. Free agency hit and bang. Now you can demand 80 million, whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to a team, you lackadaisical, you're not giving 110%, you're playing like butt, you're literally hurting yourself double because now the team you with ain't gonna be clamoring to get you, and you ain't putting nothing on tape for other teams to show. Like for me personally, I think Malik Monk has been hit and miss. Like it's sometimes I'm like, yo, we got to keep. I want to keep him. Don't get me wrong. I want the Lakers to keep him. But at the same time, his value is you don't know where it's at right now because he came to the Lakers with the thought process of I'm gonna get with this team. I'm gonna sacrifice a little money right now. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna make a name. I'm gonna make a present. I'm gonna get that championship mentality type thing. Like, first of all, the way to bet on yourself for Malik Monk, it just hasn't gone the way he gone because On a championship team, a championship contending team, his value will be a lot higher. It's not only now, but in the future. But all in all, man, for the Pistons to say no to the Lakers about trading for Jerami Grant and they're willing to give up a 2027 first round pick, that's a lot, man. I can't. I don't. If you're the Detroit, you're looking at 2027, and you're saying, bro, that's 5 years. That's all 5 years from now. So what the Lakers got to decide is how bad do they want? How big is his? Would you replace Taylor Horn Tucker, Kendrick Nunn, who haven't played a game yet, and either Malik Monk or Austin Reeves with Jerami Grant? Is he that guy? Is he that guy on this team? Because if he's that guy, you go get him. You give it all up for him. I personally feel like if you're willing to give up a first round pick, Taylor Horn Tucker and Kendrick Nunn, and the thing is, we just don't know Kendrick Nunn's value. We don't know Kendrick Nunn's value. So that's big. Because if Kendrick Nunn comes out of this injury, and I mean he is balling and he just turning things around, he being that guy, all of a sudden, but by then the trade deadline be gone. So I don't know, man. I feel like the Lakers are in somewhat like a no-win situation. You're stuck with these contracts and these minimum players, and unfortunately, it might be like this for a while. It might, and I listen. You got to look at if you're the Lakers front office, you got to look at LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Say, sit down. What are you guys thinking? Are you guys gonna be the guys for the next couple years? Because we got to get some youth around you. This tryout of the old folks home is done. Let's see, can we build around you guys? Because you don't need the third guy. I don't know why they clamored so hard for that third Russ to get out of this trio. No, you don't need it. You do not need it. They could have got Buddy Hield, kept KCP. You'd had better three-point shooting. You had better defense. That was just so, oh my God, it was the worst trade. This trade might go down as the worst. And this ain't a knock on Russ, because I know a lot of times people feel like, man, y'all just beat up on. No, not just beating up on Russ. This ain't a knock on Russ. I'm just talking about what the Lakers need. All right? So, anyway, the Detroit Pistons say, hell no, to the Lakers. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, Jeremy won't go. Hell no, Jeremy won't go. So, yeah, that's that, guys. So, Lakers are doomed. Just start this over, man. With this being said, guys, please like, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, man, you gotta be good.